Uri Avnery, thank you for coming here tonight. You have been an Israeli peace activist for more than 50 years. First of all, your reaction to the speech, the very important speech that President Bush gave yesterday.
Well, for such a wise and intelligent and experienced leader like President George Bush, this was an extremely primitive speech. It had nothing to do with reality. It will not help Israel. It will not help the Palestinians. It will not help peace. I don't know, maybe it will help Mr. Bush to be re-elected someday in the future. It gives no solution to the problem. The idea that the one thing which you need in the Middle East is a reform of the Palestinian Authority, it's ridiculous, because what will the Palestinians become so democratic like Saudi Arabia, so liberal like Egypt, so pluralistic like Syria, and all the other allies of the United States in the Middle East? Palestinian reform is a concern of the Palestinian people. It should not concern us Israelis. It certainly does not concern the Americans. It's the Palestinians themselves who will decide who will lead them, how he will lead them, and so on. It is completely irrelevant to the terrible situation which we now have in our country. And what we need is a straightforward, honest peace initiative, telling both sides what they have to do for peace. It can be done, it should be done. I'm sorry that the President of the mighty United States yesterday has done absolutely nothing in this direction.
Are you disappointed, or did you expect something like this?
I did not expect anything, but I'm still disappointed, because one always wishes, against one's better judgment, that the United States, the only superpower in the world today, will play a constructive role for peace. There's no one like the United States who can do it. And one is always disappointed when it does not happen. But of course, the domestic pressures in the United States are such that you need a very determined leader to do something else.
You're carrying two flags on your jacket, the Palestinian flag and the Israeli flag. Yeah. How do people in Israel receive you if you carry that in your own country, in Israel, today?
Well, some welcome it, and quite a lot of people do not like it. We are now in the middle of a terrible fight. Both sides are extremely angry with the other side. Both sides think they are being attacked by the other side. Both sides think that they are defending their existence. And in such an atmosphere, it's even more difficult to struggle for peace than usual. But in such a situation, it's more important than at any other time to say the truth, to come forward and say clearly, we must have peace, we must make peace.
But how can the situation get back on the track towards peace as it was in the time of the Oslo peace process? How do we get back to a development towards peace again, do you think?
Well, how did we come to Oslo? We came to Oslo after an intifada which lasted for 6 years, in which 1,500 Palestinians and 300 Israelis were killed. We reached the point when both sides, the peoples themselves, decided this can't go on, we need a solution. And when there is a conviction that you need a solution, the political leadership responds. We are now, I very much hope that we are nearing this situation again. We have a terrible battle. Lots of people are being killed. Every day there are 5 to 10 Palestinians being killed.
And that might lead to a popular pressure towards a peace process again, you think?
There will come the breaking point. There will come the point when people say, our people, Israelis, we have made a very big military operation. In April, next day we had suicide bombings all over the place. Now we are making even bigger military operation. Next day there will be even more suicide attacks, and the people will say, enough is enough. This leads nowhere. We're not getting anywhere with violence. Let's try something else.
Uri Avnery, thank you for coming here tonight.
Thank you.